to give everyone. 这是 next 这个吗？这个好。Okay, actually, I'm going to give some sharing about our abroad because for next year, the coming next year, we're going to celebrate our 50th of anniversary for our Jing abroad. So I would like to reflect on the history. Actually, as we know that on February 1968, on February of 5, we have a ground broken for our construction of the Jing abroad. So as we know that we started to found our foundations on 1966. So it means 3 years later, we have our own abroad. Master have our own house. And because before, Master's she's temporarily stay in the temple of Kunming Temple, and with just a few disciples, around 4 or 5 of them. So that means that Masters start to do charity and start to have this, and later on have a own house. She should not say that, wait, I have enough money and I'm rich enough, then I want to start to do charity. No. So this is, we know that Masters have an adoptive mother who we call Shen Yue Gui, Shen Yue Gui 女士. So she brought a land, 15,000 square meters of the land, and donate to Master, and this is a way to show the support for Master Sangren. And because you say, since my daughter want to be a monastic, so she would like to give her support. So, and after we have a land, and Master began to plan to build our own spiritual training ground, and we have our own prayer hall. So we call 大殿. So when Master started want to build it, and she have to get loan for the land, and she all the disciples of Masters have to work even harder because they have to pay for the interest and so on. So at the time, Master say, because the money is so limited, so the what they call the 资金怎么样？反正 they fund, yeah, and then because they only have enough money to build the prayer hall, the 大殿, and actually for the beginning they don't never have any plan to have a kitchen, but because first Masters say there's one of the this land, yeah. So Masters, one of the builder, and told the wife, also a commissioner of the Tzu Chi, and she asked Master, when we finish complete the construction, are you all will move in? And Master say yes, we all will move in from the temple of Kunming to the new abroad. But they say, but you don't have a kitchen. So how you going to cook your meals, and you know, so and the commissioner told Master say that is it possible you buy a few more bags of cement, and because the Master say they have the steel ribber, and they cut they had a leftover for the construction of the 大殿, so they say we can, you know, 拼拼凑凑 and to build a very simple kitchen for you. So this is how the beginning we have a board, and the next to the board, and we have a kitchen, where the place is now is near close to our Jing Zhi. I saw the pictures like that. So actually, at the time, Master say she only have a very small Buddha statue and the cloth, and the statues of the Buddha is a Guanyin, and we all know that the spirit of the Guanyin Pusa, Bodhisattva, was 1,000 hands and 1,000 eyes. Whenever there's suffering sentient beings, and the Bodhisattva will respond to the people who calls for help. So actually, how master can get this a small Guanyin Bodhisattva? Master say she got the money from our venerable master ancient 上人的师父或者导师。While master is visiting a consignment store in Taichung, she saw a statue of Guanyin Bodhisattva, and it was very old. But master say she didn't know that what this dynasty was from, because it's not a new one. But actually, master, after the first time to saw this Bodhisattva Guanyin, she filled with joy, and master, she believed that there must have been some other karmic forces at work or else. And when she asked the price, the owner say is 8,000. This is right exactly what master have the cash on hand is 8,000. And there's a story behind, but due to my English is not so good, so I'm not there to speak more. But there's a story behind, because some order this Guanyin, but because they passed away and they only pay for the deposit, and the left 8,000 haven't paid full. So who knows that when master meet that Guanyin, and the seller say, okay, I just received the 8,000, which is a leftover that the previous, or the person who ordered, he owed me just have 8,000 left, haven't paid me. So this is exactly the 8,000. I heard this from master while I have a chance to Swiss one day in abroad a few years ago. So, and when master she brought home, and bright and early in the next day, and when for the very first morning, and master she raised her head and looked at the Buddha after the prostrating, and we are having the morning session. And master say she raised up a thought from her heart, and master say in her heart, say it is so small of this small statue of the Guanyin Bodhisattva. But however, master she say she quickly repent for the thinking, and although the statue was so small, but master she have a very quick rise of the positive thinking, and saying the Guanyin Bodhisattva is the response to people who are called for help. So we cannot, like we cannot attach to the form of the Guanyin. So after master, she turned her thought around, and she feel joy and respect and rise up again in her heart. So this is master. She says she also an ordinary being. So sometimes she also have some kind of thought to rise up, but very soon, quickly, and master will turn to positive from negative to positive. This is master teachers. She also have go through this experience. So, and master did mention that it's not easy to build the abroad. So for the next year, we're going to celebrate the 50th anniversary. Before we nearly complete for the construction, and master asked the builder how long going to be done, and their reply is maybe 3 more days. So master thought how perfect it was, because after 3 days later, it was a day of master who already, routine help of the 药师法会, the medicine king of Dharma assembly every month of the lunar calendar on 24th. So master just think that it's so amazing that it's incredible, and everything is just on time, 就是很巧哈。So and master decided that they were moving on the 23rd day of the night, and she said because the small abode is so small and it's so empty. It's very nothing inside, no many furniture, because we only have a very limited processes inside, and so it's very easy to clean. So and also they are have a very quick action to move in to the new abroad on the day on the 23rd, and the next morning and the next sorry. Yes, okay. So, Master say, she shared that we often hear people talk about the construction and when it complete, and we have to choose an auspicious day to have a like open day or opening 怎么讲就是like a 落成 prior planning. So and maybe also we have to have some kind of like purified by sprinkling water like 洒净. So they have a lot of customs to be followed in our Chinese 习俗怎么讲 tradition. Okay. So and Master replied that she never paid them in any mind. So. And whenever something was done sufficiently, and Master replied to the builder and say, whenever there's something is finished sufficient, and we just move right ahead with our plan. So, and just like Buddha taught us to have a right faith and not to believe in superstition. It was like that when Master built a prayer hall, the Dadian. It's similar. So, and when also and Master also they asked Master, and did her check any of the execution state, or do they check whether the feng shui direction? Master also would tell them, you come with me and to see on the construction site, and Master she will tell them about the direction. And Master say during the day, and she go there and walk around and show it to the workers, and to say because of the builder who are handing the blueprints and going to make sure the direction that our about which direction you're going to face on. And Master say, and one of the workers specialized in construction, and he brought a compass to block it out and say to the Master, say, the direction that you choose is not suitable for this year. And he told Master, but Master told them, the direction is the suitability of the land depends on our mindset. This is the Master give them the answer and say the place where we're standing, look around, and we look out in front of the abroad, you can see the ocean, and because during the time our surrounding abroad there's no much buildings, and also not many large trees either. So it's easy to see the ocean in front, or just in front, right in front of the abroad, you can see far away. And also, and say Master say it's easy to see. And we also have a huge mountain right in the back of the board. Master give analogy saying that it's just like pulling up a great chair to sit in. And Master feel that you just like to sit back in this chair and look out towards the sea. And this is Master say is just like make me feel happy to have this goodwill. And also there's cars who are going back and forth outside. So the direction is just just nice. And so Master say, oh, we just fix on this direction. Even though the specialist workers say the compass show that this year is not suitable, you have this direction in this way. So luckily, Master she stand firm on her decision. And the worker, Master say the worker is trying to convince Master to listen to his advice. And Master reply again that there's no need, as long as I feel like it is, and everything will be fine. So this is also telling us not to superstition. And the worker asks again, so when you complete your construction, When will you have the opening of the Buddha's eyes of the statues? And Master also replied, and there's no need to have this kind of activity because we all are ordinary person. How could ordinary people can open the eyes of the Buddha? So this is the, Master always give a right teaching, and even though they are outsider of not the volunteer, Master will give them the right concept. And Master say when we have a positive thought, brings a positive state of mind. So it means that the state of the land is very suitable. So for those who are going maybe have a new house, or you please don't have some kind of superstition, to have this kind of activities, to move it. So this is a good sharing that I think Master gives us a very good teaching. And Master say after she moved in, and for the first beginning, our morning service began, and they start the 7-day Buddhist retreat, Tzu Chi. And there was, Master said, this is a very mini retreat because it's no more than 10 people. After they finished the walking meditation, Rao surrounding the board, and Master she started to give the teaching. This was when the first incense was burned. I think Masters, she, from the 50 years when we moved into the abroad until now, Master every day, although she not with us, join with us for the morning session in the main hall, but Master every morning, she will have her own respectful reverence to the Buddha statue in her study room. And she also very diligently and do her morning section. And when time is right, and Master also will come out to give us the Dharma for the Buddha's teaching and to expound the Lotus Sutra. So until now. So Master reminds that since that every year of the March 24th, there's on the lunar calendar is the anniversary of the Tzu Chi Foundation. So next year is a very special year that we're going to have celebrating for our abroad who already a 50th birthday. So we have to remember that we have the first anniversary on March 24th. This began on the 1969, not 1966. This is the important thing that we have to remember. And Master say she not just want to do charity work and to serve people. The most importantly is Master wants to purify people's minds. And because the Master say when she registered the abroad as a temple, that means Masters already have a blueprint in her heart, her Lantu, for how she want to start to form the foundation. Master said the registration certificate for the abroad has all for the 4 great mission, which is written on it. This is charity, medicine, and education and culture. And she say that this is how at the time, and she know that in the future, for all her disciples, no matter we are lay practitioner or the monastery disciple, who also have to have a one direction, which is we work towards the 4 great mission. And as we know, the first 10 years we start to do charity, which is Master focus on doing that, and also carry and accompany the volunteer to do charity and start for the first 10 years, and after the second, and we have our mission of the medical medicine and so on. And so as for the Tzu Chi, our Buddhist Foundation, our Tzu Chi Zhongmen, or actually is earlier stage is start in the abroad, because we have a very small abode, but master start to do charity, and at the daytime is the office, and at night is their bedroom, their living room, and this is when morning session or the night session, 早课晚课 also held in the abode. So everything is inside the abode. So it's a very麻雀虽小, but is can fully utilize the small space. And let us see that for now, right now in our abode, actually we in the middle of the hall, there's a stand, 3 solemn white statues, which is the Sakyamuni Buddha is right in the middle, and on our left hand side, there's the Earth Treasury Bodhisattva, and the right hand side is our Guanyin Pusa. And let us have a look at for the teacher of the Sakyamuni Buddha, which is show us the significance of forms that a human or ordinary people become enlightened during his processings of a spiritual practice, and to show us that actually Master always keep remind us that actually everyone have the intention and inherent nature of the Buddha, and we can have a potential to become a Buddha one day. And for the Guanyin Pusa, which is the spirit that I mentioned before, is to rescue those who is suffering. And Tzu Chi already ascend the spirit of this and take this action across the entire world. This is we learn from the Guanyin Bodhisattva. And for the Earth Treasury Bodhisattva, which is the Buddha Bodhisattva have made a great vow. I think we all have known that while the great vow that the Earth Treasury Bodhisattva have aspired the great vow. And now we go to the bell and drum sounds. We say 钟鼓响起，法片前，Buddha Dharma spread across the cosmos. And actually, this is until now, the drum and the bell is more than 50 years, nearly 50 years, and there's a story behind and how we get this bells and drum in the abode. And one of the sutras stated, ring the bells to get the people's attention, and maybe the sound of the bell spread beyond our earth. This is a reminder that people must constantly heighten their vigilance. So, and we masters, one of the masters, Jie Xiong, which is from an associated other associated temple, help master to arrange a bell and drum for our new abode and on behalf. But when the master she went out for a retreat, and so Sangren and Tzu Chi, there's no way to find contact for this master who helped them to order this bell and drum, because when the construction is drawing complete, and the time is very it's very limited, and so the new abode was soon to be complete, and the time was drawing short, and so our Chi Shifu, Master Chi, spent several trips looking for the producer of the bell and drum, and finally, through a lot of obstacles, and finally they got the bell and drums, and they in time and to hang out in the hall of the abode. So this is the story that for bell and drums. And after, like Master say, so she start to have the first incense, and we start to have a morning session and the night session and in the abode. So Master remind everyone that for the morning session is to let us to focus on the possessions of the kind heart, and we have always give a right heart for every morning. And in the evening, there's time for us to reflect on our inner heart. and to concentrate on our practice. So the small abroad looks simple, have a simple look, but it's have a deep meaning inside. And let us have a look at because due to master say there's not enough money to build a kitchen, but master's very concerned about the construction that the material that we use to build the abroad, because we thought like the text is saying. So even though facing the economic constraint at the time, but master saying still have a very high foreseen that to want to have a high quality and a durable material for the building. And so it's lasts until now is nearly 45 years and still have not much damaging on the structures. So this is, and now we have a look for this. The whole root of the shape in the Chinese character is a person's 人自性. Actually, it's a symbol of humanity's spirit and a model of good virtue and a character to pass down in history. Actually, this is like found this message from the ITV. And there's a three image of the root. Root represent the three traces of the Buddhism, which is Buddha, 佛法僧, Dharma, and Sangha. And for this four, and we can see that there's four concrete pillars at the entrance stand for the four immeasurable hearts of Buddhism: species, kindness, compassion, joy, and generosity. And for this window, the window is shaped like a Dharma belt. I'm not sure that we have noticed it before or not. So this is designed by our master, so and it's the representing a heightening of our vigilance, and it's remind us to be diligent in our spiritual practice, because time is important. As masters always say, we have to seize the moment, because we like today we're going to celebrate the winter is coming, and today is 汤圆哦，冬至。So we always celebrate yearly New Year. But for Master, she every second she 过年关. And we human ordinary people we 过年关, but Master is 过秒关. This is Master's time for her is very important. And for our roof, which is very special because Master say actually we are using the Japanese black earthenware for the 屋顶, 日本瓦. And but one time of the typhoon, which is damaged, and because Master they don't have enough money, so they only can use the cover with the canvas 帆布 for nearly 5 years because no money to repay. So in order to avoid having again for the earthenware blow away again, and Master decided to use the cement to replace the earthenware. So it looks like the real one, but actually it's not. So until now we don't worry about that. It will blow away by the typhoon and will be destroyed. So this is the 上人的智慧. So this is the sharing for me today, and actually just would like to say just to remind us to 饮水要思源. So our origins were at everything, include our charities, 法脉 and 宗门, all are started at abroad, which is we follow the masters. And so I heard one time Master mentioned she hoped that all her disciples can be learn the spirit of the bamboo band, just like we save coins to the bamboo band. And in Myanmar, we save a handful of rice, mi puma. So let us can have a Fa Pu Man. So we all can learn master teaching bit a bit, you know, and so that we can learn more. It's just like Brother Joe and Yo Ping, and you know, give me a chance to, you know, to have this sharing today, just like this, and give me a chance. And if the more I sharing, I think the more I will get improved. So the last but not least, because Dongzi today, this morning breakfast, we have the Tang Yuan, and this picture I found it in my, I saved it before. So this is the verses from Masters, and to bless all of you. Have a good day, and this is my sharing for today.
Good morning, sisters. Good morning, Master Te Wang Sifu and all, and Sifu at the board. I'm sharing on my recent trip to Takoban. During the trip, I witnessed the spirit of Tzu Chi. I witnessed the spirits of Tzu Chi and all the efforts put in by Tima, the doctors, in carrying out this outreach. For this outreach, in this outreach here, I saw many things that I haven't been, because it's my first trip to overseas mission, medical outreach mission. So the first day that we saw these many people in Takoban lining up outside, waiting for their turn to be registered and get into the school there, waiting for their turn to be treated for their illnesses or medical needs. And locals, led by Philippine Tzu Chi, the brothers, that they are very mindful in how to handle this big group of people seeking medical help. On one hand, actually, I was in charge on the at the dental area. So I only need to help to prepare all those medical items according to the local Philippine sister that showed me how to do it. And I saw, from there I learned how to prepare, and saw those doctors treating the patients at the dental area. They are so professional, so with loving heart. They have been standing from morning to evening, late into the evening, treating all the patients for the dental needs. Very effective. Within minutes, I think 2-3 minutes, one patient will be treated. So all in all, during the 3 days outreach here, 1,866 people received the medical dental treatment. Because I understand from the local that in Manila, that in Philippines, dental treatment costs a bomb. So I'm very grateful that I can be a part of this mission, able to witness the compassion and great love from all the doctors, professional doctors from Taiwan, Singapore, and the local Manila doctors. Then they all are specialists, you know. They are able to give so much their attention and love in treating, you know, can see their sincerity in treating the patients so patiently. And over into the, I went over to the minor surgery area, and we can see that, able to witness that our job is to comfort those in pain while the doctors are treating them. So this is an opportunity that I think. So over the minor surgery area, we can see, I witnessed many patients that came in. I think 288 patients were treated over the 3 days with lumps, being operated on the spot. And you can see that these doctors really can operate there and then in those 2 classrooms. That amazed me. And I also see, the confidence that the locals have with the doctors. They give all themselves to the doctors. Okay, doctors, you treat me. I believe in you. So I think the faith, I can see that the faith is very strong, and they have this great faith in Tzu Chi. So I also have an opportunity to go to the gymnasium hall. This gymnasium hall is where all the locals being registered and waiting for their turn to go to their respective medical needs area. So so I was given this opportunity to be with a group of brothers and sisters from Taiwan and also Malaysia. What do we do there in the gymnasium hall? Thereafter only I understand that we are to go along, play games, sing songs, lead them, suit their feelings while they are waiting for their turn. So this is an opportunity that I learned that sign language is so important to inspire, to keep all the locals waiting for their turn so that they do not panic and not in anxiety. So over here, I learned from the brothers that I can see the Philippine brother and the family and his family. They were leading the whole event from morning to evening, tirelessly. They do not know what it's tired about. They've been leading and talking, speaking to the locals, how Tzu Chi have helped them during the Typhoon Haiyan strike, when Typhoon Haiyan strike. So the video have been playing. He played the video every 2 hours, So upon listening, upon witnessing and watching the video, I was very touched in the evening. But in the beginning, because you'll see that before and after Typhoon Haiyan, and I understand from the locals here that Tacloban was a very beautiful and a tourist spot. But in November 8, 2013, it was devastated to ground zero, nothing. So afterwards, we'll play a video to bring back those memories. I was able to come into contact with the locals, asking those locals here, the volunteers, most of them are English, right? Where they are from, and understanding from them that they are very appreciative what Tzu Chi have done since 2013 in helping to rebuild the whole Tacloban. So here are all the videos all the pictures that we have taken so far. Shall we now play the video? Because it's from this video that myself and our group from Malaysia and Taiwan, that we were so touched with it. Because during 2013, we were not there. 2014, we were not there during the rebuilding. So after watching this video, I was deeply grateful. I realized that coming into Tzu Chi is the right path. Shall we play the video? It's about 3 minutes. Then you can witness before Tacloban was struck with the typhoon. And so this is where so that before Typhoon Haiyan strike, in fact, this Tacloban is a metropolitan city. All the commercials, the economics were there. And when this video was played again and again, you can see all the people, the locals, were crying when they watched this video. This is the church that was destroyed. During this video, we saw that the locals touched the transformation from a devastated situation to what they have now. At least they have their life in place when Tzu Chi come into rebuilding. For example, the church in Philippines, I was told that it was a 99.9% Catholic. country. So their faith they have very strong faith. But there's one church there in Tacloban, 125 years old, was devastated to just a piece of wall. And Tzu Chi, with our master Cheng, our wisdom, she asked the Tzu Chi locals to go back to Tacloban and ask that what else Tzu Chi can help or what else Tzu Chi can do for them besides rebuilding. So the we was told that the local pastor of that church agreed and request that Tzu Chi help them to rebuild this church. So you can see after there's a picture showing that the church was so beautifully refurnished, rebuilt by Tzu Chi. And these locals, Taclobans, the Philippines in general, were so grateful. So this again it tells us that Tzu Chi goes to this mission, goes beyond ethnic and religion. This video now you're watching now is before Hualien strike. It was a beautiful and serene place. And after each, I was very touched in this gymnasium hall because after the play, we will take out all those bamboo bands and reach out to all the people waiting in the gymnasium room. And you know what? Yes, they're very poor, but yet everyone was rushing, willing to take out a coin or two to put into the bamboo band. It really touched me. They are so poor, yet they want to contribute. And this is what our master has been telling us. We give them, and we also want to inspire them to be able to, they receive from us and inspire them to give, no matter how little. This is to plant the seed of goodness, plant the seed of good thoughts in them. So each time we play this video, all of us will rush for a place to watch this. We can see the devastation.
Which video?
All in all is that this trip had taught me, have inspired me that to seize the moment, to appreciate every opportunity, to reach out to people who are in need without any expectation,
video on
and also to have a grateful heart. It reminds me again to strengthen my resolve when I come back to Malaysia to walk the talk. Many touching stories that I've learned from this trip, and I'm very grateful to be associated. And during this trip also, I can see that those doctors, why our master always asks and tell us that they are great. Why? Only there I can understand their contributions, because they stand from morning to night under such limited resources. They are still able to give the best professionalism and medical treatment to whoever who walk into the room. So this is very amazing and very touching. Their contributions cannot be measured by our small, for example, for me, for my small little effort, cannot be measured. I think they are doing great. And then again, we were brought to the Thai New Village. It's my first time. The Thai New Village is those houses built for the locals. And then again, I can see the principles that Tzu Chi told, that to implant the seeds of goodness into the locals, the gratitude in their heart, how appreciative they are, and also to teach them how to be self-sufficient for their survival, because there are cooking classes, bakery classes, nerdy classes, all being tailored for the local needs. So we spoke to one or two locals there in Thai village, the Great Love Village, and they are so this is again another testimony that the path that we are all working on, this Bodhisattva path, is the right one. And our master teachings, Master Cheng teachings, that master teaching is that we have to keep on inspiring, guiding those that need our help. So actually, just now the video that we have just watched, there is a song. This song was specially composed by the local Philippine brother. And you know the lyrics was saying what? They're asking, when Typhoon Hualien struck, they were so vulnerable. So the lyrics, the topic was, the title of the song was, is God sleeping? You can imagine how broken their lives were at that point. They're at the bottom. Each time the song was played, and we from Malaysia went in to seek the understanding of this song, because we see so many people crying when this song was played again and again. So it was telling us that when they need help, where is God? So I was very, very touched when Tzu Chi is able to rebuild that church for them, giving them, restoring the faith, comforting their mind. Because Master Cheng tells us, religion, having religion and the right faith is the mother of all good merits. So you see that life is so impermanent. At any point of time, we do not know what will happen. So from this trip, able to be associated with the locals taught me how, and inspiring how to appreciate and seize the moment to do whatever we can when we have a healthy body while we are still able, and not to idle time away. I'm also very touched with them that in the school where this medical outreach was held, it was not a very prominent and a very nicely furnished school. Yet, so many of them, the locals, were traveled 18 hours or more from Pamo, away from this Tacloban, wanting to come over to lend a helping hand, to volunteer their services in this 3 days team up. From here, we can see that how appreciative they are as compared to myself, traveling from KL to Rawang, just a short 50 km place. Sometimes we also need to stop and think. But to this local, what they have taught me, just go ahead, repay the gratitude. Must always have gratitude. Remember your origin. So, Master teaching, having a grateful heart, respecting others, treating others equally, and have the love, selfless love in reaching out to anyone, really a walking dictionary to all of us. So we went to and we have a little time, so we went to the Robinson Mall. You know, over the mall there, we saw that they have a small exhibition to remind the people in Philippines, especially in Tacloban, Ormoc, and Pamo, that when Typhoon Hualien struck, this exhibition was to rekindle, to tell them, to let them remember that they have to make use of their time and affinity to help one another and to not lose hope, to not have the fear, must have the courage to move on. Because over in Tacloban here, why there's a medical, every year there's a medical outreach, because we understand from the locals, the doctors, they told us that because they are so poor that they do not have proper nutrition, do not have proper food, so they go for those cheap and sidewalk food, you know. So that's why they easily have these lumps here and there over the body. So this Tzu Chi medical outreach is a very timely and very effort that we can reach out to more people, helping them. All in all, these 3 days we have benefited, this outreach have benefited 6,267 patients that need help. Here I end my sharing with this photo, Living Philippines, that this captain was touched when they saw us in blue and white, that he offered in the flight to all of us a drink, to say that he was telling us that he was so grateful that Tzu Chi came in to help them during the Typhoon Haiyan.
Okay, thank you for Sister Faye sharing. And I heard that despite Taiwan, and do you know which country have a very high frequently joining the overseas voluntary job? I know that the answer is from Malaysia. And right now, actually, we also have a brother also as a doctor, Dr. Fu, who are in abroad, and he joined us the sharing just now. I think maybe you can give everyone have some sharing, and I pass it to Dr. Fu.
Hi. I can't imagine I can get you here. I think today I will go back to Malaysia. I think I joined the Philippine outreach once. I think I still remember there's a quite shock because I see the number of the patient, because around 6,000 to 7,000, and then each day we had to see each of them is more than 600, 700. So it's a very, very good experience for me. I think I no need to share anything for you all, because a lot of time I can speak to you all. Thank you.
那就结束了。OK， 应该是让你来 end。
哦 ，OK。
那你讲几句。
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sisters, sharing. To be able to go overseas and be able to touch directly suffering and using the field of a medicine king, medicine Buddha, to be able to relieve the suffering of those in need is indeed really remarkable and important, because suffering from illness is really the most suffering, and to be able to be there to relieve that suffering and at the same time to bring them joy, and also bring them together to become a person that serves others as well, is really our most important direction. Okay, so thank you so much for sharing. I think we will end here today.